Hello guys, welcome back to another video made by me. I just noticed before I was planning to post this video that someone else already made what if Naruto was smart and also had a Tamari ship. So I had to re-record the whole video just to add this in. If you're wondering why I didn't just edit it, well, I wish I could, alright? I wish I could. Anyways, this is gonna be what if Naruto was smart and a Tamari ship. So, we can start off with when Naruto was born, just like during the Kyuubi attack. So, since Naruto's smart, and even though he's smart as a baby, he's still gonna be the same intelligence as a baby when he was first born. So the same events plays out, except instead of just telling, so Minato is able to survive a bit longer before he dies, and so does Kushina. So basically, Minato wrote a small letter and handed it to the Hiruzen, the third Hokage, telling him to give it to Naruto when he's old enough. While Kushina also did the same, except filled it with techniques, while Minato's is unable to be opened by anyone but Naruto, since he put a seal on it. But Kushina, well, I'm just gonna say that the Uzumaki, the chain technique, is gonna be like a Kikigenkai, so yeah, and Kushina's gonna in letter teach Naruto how to access his the chain Kikigenkai. And she didn't need to put a seal on it because there's no point of putting a seal on something only he can access and other Uzumaki. And Kushina thought that no other Uzumaki would turn against a Uzumaki, so yeah. They die shortly after, just like in canon. And the Hokage is taking care of Naruto as he tries to follow the last wish of the fourth Hokage, Minato. The villagers, however, still think of Naruto as the demon and praises their Uchiha, except the Uchiha family gets massacred by Itachi shortly after. So, before anything happens, and now Naruto is 4, he's already learning how to use certain ninja techniques like body flicker. He's still not that good at it, and he's training with kunais and shurikens with Hiruzen. Not real shurikens, more like wooden ones and the fake toy ones, but they're gonna be the same weight and not going to be sharp though. So it has the same feeling as a shuriken and kunai. Naruto in his spare time usually reads some of the Hokage's books while the Hokage is working in his office. Sometimes Naruto basically places himself on top of the Hokage's chair and watches him do his paperwork. So now Naruto is outside in the streets, right? He hasn't discovered how much he loves ramen yet. So basically, he's right now, the Hokage gave him some ryo to go get some food because the Hokage has extra work to catch up. And Naruto's walking through the streets looking for some restaurants that interest him. When he stepped into the first restaurant and said, "May I order?" and before he finished the sentence, the owner of the shop took out a knife and said, "Get out of my shop now, you demon!" And Naruto was stuttering like, "What? What?" And the owner said, "Get out now." And Naruto decided to ask why, because he still doesn't know about the Nine Tails yet. So, the shop owner used a knife and stabbed Naruto and took his money, right? and said, "That's what you get, demon. Now get out of here." As he kicked Naruto where he stabbed him really hard, and Naruto landed outside the shop with a sickening thud. So it was pretty close to night, and the Hokage was wondering why Naruto hasn't returned home yet. And then the thought crossed his head. He was most likely either kidnapped or beaten up. So Hokage hurried out of his office and went to look for Naruto. When Naruto was stabbed, he had just enough energy to crawl his way into an alleyway, and he passed out. So the Hokage found Naruto like an hour later while Naruto was bleeding out. There was a pool of blood around him, but the wound was already gone. But the scar was still there. Hiruzen studied Naruto for a second just to make sure, and seeing the scars, he questioned most likely he basically guessed it was most likely a knife attack, and he knew. I'm pretty sure the Hokage knows about Jinchuriki having their faster healing process. So the Hokage brought Naruto to the hospital, and most of the doctors refused to treat Naruto. And then the Hokage said it is an order. And then they had to started treating him and Hiruzen was there next to Naruto since he didn't want to risk Naruto getting killed while he wasn't there. But it was getting late, and the Hokage has more work piling up on his desk. He ordered a few Anbu members, specifically Kakashi, Itachi, and Yugao. Well, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm just gonna say Yugao. Yeah, those three are watching Naruto. So the Anbu take shifts standing next to Naruto while the others stay on the roof and stay outside. So one stay outside Naruto's room, the other is on the roof of the Naruto's room. Naruto right now is getting treated for the wounds that hasn't healed yet. The knife is still impaled inside of Naruto, and the doctors are wondering exactly what to do. Back at the Hokage's office, the Hokage sighed and he's like, "I'm too old for this shit." He has to deal with the villagers hurting Naruto, and he also has his paperwork. Then he remembered he's gonna have a council meeting at 11 o'clock, and right now it's 10:30. So the Hokage rushed through paperwork to make sure that he finished as much work as possible before the council meeting starts. Basically like that. Konohamaru at this time is basically still 1. I'm just gonna make Konohamaru 3 years younger than Naruto, I guess. So Konohamaru is still age 1, so he doesn't have anything about I'm gonna be Hokage yet. He doesn't have that attack on. Doesn't have that yet. So the following day, when Naruto was completely fine, he was training with the Hokage, and while the Hokage was doing paperwork, he decided to find some food again. Yeah. Well, Naruto came into multiple shops, and then they all made him go out. And this time Naruto didn't dare stay for a second longer since he might get stabbed again like before. Naruto found a very strong smell, a very compelling smell of ramen. Well, he doesn't know it's ramen yet. So he started walking to where the smell originated from. Since there's a Jinchuriki, his smell is enhanced by a bit. Just above average, but not like Kiba level, not like the dog level. And then, so Naruto was walking towards where the scent was coming from, and he found out it was coming from a ramen stand called Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto stuck his head through the flaps and said, "May I come in, please?" And then the owner of the basically the owner of the ramen shop turned because he was pre-cooking some ramen. Well, not pre-cooking ramen, but pre-making the noodles. And he said sure, turning to face him. And then he said, "Oh, it's you." And Naruto was like, "It's alright, I can leave." And the Ichiraku ramen stand owner was like, Tiyuchi was like, "Nah, it's alright, you can stay. So what do you want?" And Naruto was like, "What you're cooking right there?" And he pointed to a pot of boiling ramen. And Tiyuchi said, "Oh, I was just cooking that for lunch for me and my daughter, but since I don't want to waste this pot, so I decided to fill it to the fullest. And since we can't finish the entire pot, we can get you some free bowls." And Naruto's like, "Really?" And Tiyuchi's like, "Yeah." And Naruto turned towards him. Naruto looked down and didn't want this to be a dream. He said, "No, it's alright," and he gave out a few coins to pay. Tiyuchi said, "That's not enough, but I'll just take it then." And Naruto's face lightened. He never had somebody else than Hokage treat him this nice. So Naruto got his miso ramen bowl. Since in the Tiyuchi, like basically none of the rest customers ever ordered miso ramen, but he always has it since it's still an original recipe. He still has the ingredients like all the time. So he usually cooks it for lunch, sometimes for lunch. Naruto loved this type of ramen and said, "Hey old man, what is this?" And he said, "This is Ichiraku ramen, miso style, miso bowl, white miso." And then Naruto was like, "This tastes amazing, I have to come back later." Tiyuchi laughed and then said, "We also have instant ramen if you feel dangerous about coming out." And Naruto perked up. "Wait, you know about?" And Tiyuchi said, "Yeah. I was passing by the other day while you were getting stabbed. I truly feel bad for you." And Naruto looked down again. So he finished the bowl and said, "Thank you so much," and he left to the Hokage's office to train. So we're gonna have a time skip to when the academy starts. When the academy started, Naruto already knew about him being the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and decided that since everyone, well not everyone, most of the people in the village hates him, and that includes for most of the teachers and grading stuff, he decided to play dumb and pretend that he's dumb to prevent suspicion. Sasuke in this is gonna be an arrogant prick like usual. Even though Sasuke is one of my favorite characters, I just still love having him as an arrogant prick. So Naruto starts out the academy the same way he did in canon, failing everything, everyone laughing at him. And Naruto made a small friend group with Choji, Shino, and Shikamaru. So Naruto usually sat at the back where he traded snacks with Choji and slept with Shikamaru. Like just, yeah. Naruto only went for the minimum amounts of days that was needed in order to get in, pass the academy. And he only passed the test to the minimum requirements to make sure he passed, but without showing that he's actually smart. The ship is gonna officially start when the Chunin exams arc starts, basically. So Naruto basically passes the academy as the worst genin, the dead last, and pretends and still has his, even though Naruto was smart, he still has his flaming personality in Dadabayo. So, baby. Anyways, Naruto doesn't make his face with that Naruto still makes his face with that white and red markings on his face and hands, and the Hokage made him retake his picture. And while Naruto was in his room, Konohamaru steps in just like canon and says, "Old man Hokage, I challenge you for the title of Hokage." As in his hand he held a bunch of fake toy shurikens, and around his neck was a long blue scarf. After his third step, Konohamaru stepped on his scarf and tripped and yelled, You made me trip, you evil." And then Naruto stood up and said, "You trip on your own scarf. Maybe wear your scarf when you're a bit older." And Konohamaru's like, "You want to face me, you little..." And Naruto's like, "Sure." So he still does the same punching of Konohamaru in the head, and Konohamaru's like, "Nobody ever done this to me before." And this is where I'll be ending the first episode. Thank you for watching. My channel has been growing very slow lately, and it's been sad. My friend who does Minecraft, yeah, he's using bots to grow because his sub count doesn't match with his views. He's literally getting more sub growth than views now. Anyways, thanks for watching. I love my fans. I don't care about my likes, but just get me a sub, and I'll thank you so much. Rock it on and have fun, guys. Oh, by the way, I'll be doing a stream today or tomorrow. Just if you watch the end, you're gonna get notified.